Life is beautiful.
The Theo Bros Podcast.
How we doing? I am Mike Theo.
I am Nick Theo.
And you are listening to the Theo Bros Podcast.
We count on daily wisdom to get your mind right.
So have you seen that guy who kicks the rock every single day on Instagram and TikTok?
I've seen that
like
before.
Day 1 of kicking a rock, day 2.
And his goal is to make it into a circle, I believe, right?
A sphere.
A sphere.
Yeah. Circle is a two-dimensional shape.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't kick a rock into a circle.
Okay, a sphere. The shape of a circle.
Yeah. So he called this rock Christosphere, which I thought was a pretty cute name.
Why?
Christosphere.
Oh, got
You
it.
get
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, his whole shtick is he's got this rock, this like, I don't know, maybe 3-pound rock. It's like all jagged. It's completely asymmetrical. And he starts kicking it and he posts on TikTok. He's like, day 1 of me kicking a rock until it becomes a sphere. And then it's just a video of him pointing his phone down, kicking the stupid rock. And then day 2 of me kicking a rock until it turns into a sphere, and so on and so on. But on day 5, one of his videos went so viral that it got him 100,000 new followers in one day.
Wow, people really wanted to see him go through with this.
Yes. So now I've been following him this whole time because I'm very invested in Christosphere. And he just released his 1,000th video
Of kicking the rock?
of kicking the rock.
Wow.
So 187 days of kicking later, he finally turned it into a perfect sphere.
So how is it his 1,000th video if it was
The
187?
guy makes a lot of content, bro. He just keeps pumping out videos of him kicking the rock.
So, okay, so he has multiple.
He also
videos.
does other series, which I'll talk about. So
Okay.
when Christosphere, he says in this video, though, it's mad funny. It's like inspirational, but also like satirical at the same time. Like it's like comedy. So he says, when Christosphere first began, and he says it in like this narrated voice as if it's like Geographic, Nat Geo. It's like, when Christosphere first began, he could barely move. It took force to get him to roll. But now Christosphere glides beautifully, gracefully. How did we get here? Little repeated efforts, repeated day after day. 20 minutes a day added up. We kicked for over 100 miles across 8 states. But over time, it got smoother and easier and easier. And then you go to the comment section, and the first comment says, "Holy unemployment." And then another one says, "Not me crying watching a rock complete its character arc." So now he's doing a season 2 with a new rock named Circumference. And
Good
he's also
name.
doing...
That's a good name.
That's a good one. And now he's doing another series, which is also really cool, called Picking Up Portland, where he picks up one piece of trash every single day in Portland, which
That's
is
really
a little bit more like, useful.
Listen, it's all useful because whether you think so or not, he created some form of art that had a deeper message to it. And look, we're talking about it on a podcast right now.
Yeah.
And the whole point of you sharing this is what?
It's to talk about the power of daily compounding efforts.
There you go. So what he's doing was
It's
actually meaningful.
Yeah. So you remember the Slight Edge, obviously.
One of my favorite books of all time.
That's
It really gave me the self-help
Bug. Yeah. It's like the Kool-Aid that we first drank.
Yeah.
And then the rest, now here we are talking about self-help every single day. So one part of that book that I will never forget is this visual that he paints of basically a guy trying to push this gigantic wind turbine. So imagine, like the wind turbines that you see, the white ones, like in the middle of the fields, like the really tall ones.
Yep.
Imagine that laying flat, the top of one, laying flat and trying to push those gigantic turbines with your bare hands. At first, they're so heavy that you're literally barely going to move it a few inches.
Yeah.
But if you keep pushing consistently, little by little, day after day, keep pushing and pushing and pushing, eventually the wind turbine goes faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster, until it picks up its own momentum.
Yeah.
And then it becomes almost effortless until eventually it literally has its own energy that you don't even need to push anymore.
This reminds me of when we were kids. Remember, we would try to make a whirlpool in the pool, right? We would just, at first, you would go around the pool really, really, really slow, and then it picked up, and then all of a sudden you can just release your feet, and the pool was taking you around.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same concept, but from our Brooklyn backyard.
And the reason this is important is because life mimics this concept of momentum. And whenever we're starting something new, it always feels like we're trying to push this heavy wind turbine. It feels extremely difficult. It feels like we're not making any progress. But then
It looks like that shitty rock when he started.
Exactly. But little by little, day by day, you start building momentum. And momentum doesn't come from like these gigantic things. It comes from the small compounded efforts.
Yeah.
So I have a perfect example. I got married a year and a half ago, and marriage is different than being, fiancés and boyfriend and girlfriend. It's just a
Definitely.
whole different beast.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, like living together and like it all kind of hitting, there were some rough patches with me and Danielle, more specifically in the realm of communication. It took a long time for us to really understand each other's communication styles and how to communicate effectively with one another. And there were a lot of arguments in between that.
Yeah.
And what fixed it was not us doing anything drastically. And by the way, we're not 100% perfect at communication, but since we've gotten married over the last year and a half, we've drastically improved our communication with each other. And we're really starting to settle into our marriage, and it feels great. But really what happened was it came down to 1 10-minute check-in every single week. That tiny little habit repeated over time got us to the point that we are today, where we feel like we can tell each other anything. We have this space where we can tell each other anything. It's that one little thing that has created this massive impact, and we built momentum over time. At first, it was uncomfortable and weird and hard, but now it's like second nature. We sit down every Friday night, we do it, we air out our dirty laundry, and then we have a great week.
That's great.
So I thought that was a really cool microdose that we're talking about. I think another microdose example that I can think of is if you listen to this podcast every single morning, right? That was
the basis for us, right? Like we've said in the past, we made this podcast for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we were looking for something that we can listen to every single day for about, 7 to 10 minutes that would give us that perspective check to go into our day and think with more clarity and purpose. And that's why we created this.
Yeah. It's a little microdose of a positive idea to feed your mind every single day.
Yep.
And if you keep listening day after day after day, your mind will start to change. Your neuroplasticity will start to change. Your momentum in the mindset department will change. So that's like one aspect of this story. I think another one is I came across this Japanese concept called Kaizen. Have you ever heard of that?
Kaizen, no.
You've probably heard it referred to as the 1 minute rule. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay, so basically it's the philosophy of continuous small incremental improvements, like we've been talking about, but it encourages individuals to do a task for just 1 minute, which can help overcome laziness and build habits. So basically, make it easier for yourself to start things. Rather than go complete this workout, just show up to the gym.
It's like you got to put the dishes away in the dishwasher, go put away one
dish.
cup.
One dish. Yeah,
one dish. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, scientifically, what happens here is it gets the dopamine going. So the way that dopamine works is when you accomplish something, even tiny, your brain releases dopamine, which isn't just connected to pleasure, it's connected to motivation. So basically, you do something, you get the reward of dopamine, and your brain says, ooh, that felt good. Let me do more things and then get more rewards. But in order to get that first... Bless you.
Thank you.
In order to get that first reward, you need to do something really, really, really tiny.
Yeah.
It could be the smallest little thing, but that little tiny thing of progress will get you going.
Isn't it crazy how much of life is a mental game?
All of it.
Really, really wild, right?
All of it. So they called it the 1 minute rule, Kaizen, the Japanese people. But I think a better name is the microdose rule, because it's not always 1 minute. I feel like it's just taking whatever it is that you want to do. This is like the cure to laziness. Taking whatever it is that you know you need to do and breaking it down into the literal tiniest microdose of a thing. The tiniest thing. So if it's, for example, you want to meditate for 10 minutes, just sit on the cushion.
Or you want to, one that's coming to me right now is you need to clean your apartment. That's a really big task in your head.
Yep.
Just clean one room in your apartment.
Yeah.
Clean the bathroom. That's
for someone like you who's really dirty, you need to take a shower. Just start by washing your hands.
What? I don't get that one at all.
You don't get it?
No.
Because you're dirty.
I'm not. Okay.
All right. So next time you're procrastinating or being lazy today, remember Kaizen, the microdose rule. How can you trick your brain into making this thing so fucking easy and small that your brain cannot come up with a single excuse not to do it?
Yep.
That's the goal.
Small things don't stay small forever.
Go kick rocks.
Love you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. If you're new here, we share daily mindset motivation in 10 minutes or less. So if that's your vibe, hit subscribe or check out another episode right here.